It's come to my attention that privileged celebrities have been claiming there's a big difference between Black Lives Matters and White Lives Matters because supposedly blacks are deliberately denied basic human rights due to the colour of their skin. Well, I've got some news for you about that. Whites are also, and even more so, denied basic human rights due to the colour of their skin. Whites in Britain are being deliberately replaced by replacement populations. All you need to look at to see this is that the white population of Britain is declining while the ethnic immigrant population is growing. The police force is being regularly condemned for not being representative enough and not having enough black police officers, while the NHS is celebrated for not being representative enough and having too many blacks working in it. Anyone who celebrates being black is celebrated, while anyone who celebrates being white is condemned as a racist. Whites are regularly attacked in the street in Britain for the colour of their skin, while the police, the government and various other institutions recognise certain areas as being black areas, Muslim areas, Asian areas or Jewish areas. Companies like the BBC and the Guardian are advertising jobs that aren't available to white people, only to people of ethnic minorities. The Labour Party is also involved in discriminating against whites for jobs. In government, while there are more white MPs than black MPs, many black, Jewish, Muslim or various other immigrant population MPs recognise themselves as being spokespeople for their community and activists within their community, where there is not one single MP or Lords or member of the House of Lords who self-identifies as a white activist. When a white person commits a crime against someone else and it's believed that they committed that crime due to the colour of that person's skin, the white person is dealt with a lot more severely by both the authorities and the media. When it happens the other way around, race is never mentioned. Take for example the Night Stalker Delroy Grant, who raped and burgled dozens of elderly white people, almost definitely based on the colour of their skin. He was never charged with anything racial and it was never reported in the media as a racial crime. The government and councils spend fortunes on black community projects, black community centres and all sorts of things. What you can see behind me here is the Tallowa Black Theatre Group, which is part of Fairfield Halls in Croydon and receives council funding. There's nothing specifically for whites. There's no community centres, no community projects. The nearest thing to a white community centre will be a pub, which are heavily taxed and regulated and shutting down at record rates. What about the retired police officer that was attacked a couple of weeks ago because he allegedly shouted out, "Fuck Black Lives Matter"? Could you imagine if that had been the other way around? Could you imagine if there'd been a National Front march and a black fella had turned up there and shouted out, "Fuck the NF," and a load of people started stamping on his head trying to kill him, and then the NF security pulled him out of there, took him to safety, and then said they only did it to stop other members from getting in trouble? The media will be reporting that in a completely different way because they support black replacement, Black Lives Matter, and are against white people, specifically the white working class.